How much of the Gary start was just to get him on Edwards, and then what did you think about what he did?
Yeah, I mean, that was a big part of it. Without Wiggs, we wanted to start Gary on Ant and just have our best defender on him right away. Gary's also historically really good with Steph. And then we just felt like we got to get Buddy going, and it's the best way to do it is put him out there with that group. And, if Buddy's out there with Steph, that makes the game easier for him too. So that's why we went the route we did, and it looked like, it took us a little bit of time, but opened up the game for us, and our guys just, stayed with it, and eventually we started hitting shots.
Obviously, Buddy's best game in a long time. What did you see from him getting in the flow of the offense and really catching fire there?
Well, it took him a little bit. He missed shots early, and but we're at our best when we're playing fast and with a lot of pace, and that's what Buddy does really well. He runs the floor in transition, probably better than anybody on our team. He just sprints to the corners, and it creates a lot of space. And he's early in the season he was getting a lot of shots in transition from the corners, and so that was kind of the idea. See if we could get him going again. Our offense has really been struggling, so. He just, eventually found his comfort zone and confidence and got going again.
Held them to 16 points in the fourth quarter. Edwards only had 3, kind of the reverse of last night.
Yeah.
What was the key defensively in the fourth?
Gary. I mean, also the help behind him. I mean, Draymond and J.K. both made some really good plays at the rim. Draymond's help allows Gary to, to maintain that pressure on Edwards and trust that he's got help behind him. But I thought Gary was just brilliant tonight.
Over here, Steve. Talking about Gary, I mean, Ant got up and a couple of guys got up to go to the scorer's table, and Gary and also at the very same time entered the game. You got less than 10 minutes to go. You're up 6. What did you want him to do to Ant? I mean, was it just scoring, defending, taking over? What was the goal for Gary there?
Just to make things hard. I mean, Ant is an incredible player, and late third, he just had it rolling, and so at that point, it's just put your best defender on him, and you don't really want to send a double team because you got other guys who are knocking down shots. Alexander Walker was hot, so we just wanted Gary to play him straight up, give him some help. In the gaps, try to make things a little crowded without double teaming, and Gary and the guys behind him did a great job of that.
Is one of his talents just being super annoying?
Gary?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot like Raymond Ritter. Gary talks to Raymond a lot about how to be annoying, and I think Gary has found his career here. He bounced around, played in the G League, played all over the place, but what his forte is he is elite defensively, and I think part of being a great defender is you got to bother people. It's different from Raymond because Raymond can't guard anybody. He just bothers people, in other words. Yes, he does.
Third quarter, in particular, the pace. What did you feel like that opened up for you guys?
Yeah, I mean that was key, but I think the key to that was we weren't trying to hit home runs. Early in the game we were trying to play fast, but we were making risky passes and turning it over. And then in the third quarter, I think we finally settled down and just hit singles, threw the ball to the first open guy, ran the floor. The game got really easy, offensively at that point in transition. Whereas first half we're frantically trying to get the ball out and turning it over, and now they're making a 3, and the game's hard when you do it that way. So we're hammering that home, and second half I think we had like 4 or 5 turnovers, and just much more solid decision making.
And then what'd you make of JK's all-around game beyond the 20 points he gave you?
JK was great. Again, he gave us force going to the rim, gave us defense, 3 block shots. So he's really finding a good groove, and it's fun to see him starting to blossom.
Coach, what was the morale like of the team coming in tonight, and was there any psychological thing you did with them?
No, I just the morale. I think it was like confidence more than anything. The morale's good. These guys are great. They love each other. They pull for each other. They play hard. But you lose 6 of 7 and you go cold offensively. You just lose a little rhythm, a little confidence, and so I think that was a big thing. We had to just find our mojo again, and we obviously had it early in the season, lost it over the last couple of weeks, but you can't waver. You have to make adjustments. But I've been telling them, this last week that I can always tell when we got a good vibe, when a good chemistry with the group, and we have that with this team. So it's a matter of just finding the combinations and playing with confidence.
And then also, what are your thoughts on the NBA Cup coming up?
Yeah, I mean we're excited to.
You played these games.
What's that?
You played in games of note a bunch of times, but I don't know if this has that same feel.
I think there's more of a buzz for it this year than there was last year. Like anything else, it's going to take a little time to catch on, but our guys are excited for it. They talk about it. They want to win this thing, and we were disappointed that we lost to Denver, forcing us to go on the road. But we got to go to Houston and see what we can do.
Steve, you've mentioned Steph's knees keeping him from being as active as he'd like at times. But tonight he seemed active at an elite level that looked like he was not bothered. A couple of those assists to J.K. and he yelled right in crunch time. I mean, did he look like he was just back to feeling really good physically?
Yeah. I mean, part of the 82-game season, as you get older especially, is there's going to be nights where you don't feel great, and that's part of it. But, just because someone has tendonitis in their knees doesn't mean it's going to last, all season. And so he takes incredible care of his body, finds his way through the season with help from Rick and Rick's staff. And some nights are better than others. But he looked great out there tonight, and so he's managing things really well.
Do you enjoy some of those passes he makes almost as
Some of them.
much as the
Some of them.
the 39-footer?
Not all of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
a couple of those that I mentioned though.
He made some brilliant passes tonight. The pick and roll, finding the pocket, Looney, J.K., Draymond. He's so fun to watch, and we're all so lucky here. I'm lucky to coach him. We're all lucky to watch him. He's one of the great players of all time. He's also one of the most entertaining players of all time. He's also incredible competitor and just a great teammate. So we're blessed, and we're enjoying it every night while we can.
Steve, Buddy hadn't scored 20 since like November 4th, I think. And you were just talking about finding your mojo. How much do you think that mojo is Buddy just getting off and scoring? Because you guys started off so well when he scored 20 points in that streak early.
Yeah, he's a big factor, and so the last couple of weeks he's struggled, but a lot of guys have struggled with their shot. But he does seem to be an X factor for us, and so that's what we have to think about is. The combinations, what we're running for him. We obviously he's new to us this year, so we've got to figure all that stuff out. Our analytics department really gave it a good look. Pabale, Sadhu does a great job. I asked him yesterday. I said, "What do you think?" And he said, maybe try Buddy and Gary in the starting lineup, and he gave me some numbers, and we know that. Gary and Steph are off the charts good together. But the three-man combination, you get, your two best shooters and your best perimeter defender on the floor at the same time. So I give Pabale a lot of credit. It was a great suggestion. Now we got to figure out, what we do when Wiggs comes back. We started Draymond at the 5. I've said I don't really want to start him at the 5. So we have a lot of interesting, difficult decisions, but we're learning a lot about our team for sure.
And I think you did crack a smile seeing Draymond do the night-night. How would you critique his night-night?
He's no Steph Curry, but it was a decent impersonation, and I appreciated the passion behind it. What's that? Pabale, Sadu, yeah, he's been with us for a while, and so one of the things that I think we've found over the last few years is we've found a better sort of connection between basketball and the analytics department. We've hired young guys. Will Sheehy is wonderful. Lane Wilson. These guys are. We're getting a younger generation of coaches who are more schooled in analytics, but now they can connect that to the game because they're also basketball coaches, and I think that's an area where we've improved. It's one of the reasons I brought Kenny Atkinson on board to try to, put all this stuff together. And Pabale's been, kind of the lead guy behind it. And, this stuff is not foolproof, but you see trends, and we have people tracking all this stuff, and we're gathering information, and then we have to make decisions that we feel like make sense. So it worked tonight, and we'll see where it goes.
Just to check, sorry, was Moody available in the second half?
No, he was injured. He was out for the game.
It was the same issue, the knee.
Yeah, same thing.
I mean, that's 2 straight games.
Yeah, don't know what's next. Thank you.